Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Day 2.
Yes. Yesterday we didn't take any video. We got pictures with the Hollars, Roots and Refuge, the Stivers. And Jill.
Yes, and Jill.
Yes, from the Prairie Homestead. My dad's back here. But yesterday, Dylan and I were in line to meet the Hollars, and we'll cry. Dad and my stepmom, Christy, got me. I'm crying. I'm sorry. Got me a new cookbook from Jill because I totally left mine behind.
And we didn't realize this until like 2 hours into the trip.
I was not happy.
It was awful.
But they got me a new cookbook and had her sign it to me. So like that was super exciting. But yeah, we met Jill and she knew who we were, and it was just pretty neat. So yeah, today is day 2. I'm gonna take some video today. Yesterday it was just taking it in a lot, and then today is a lot of more talking and things that we want to be a part of versus yesterday. So we'll see. We have a new exciting thing that we're wanting to do, so can't wait to share that with you guys.
So much hope in it, truly. So today we're going to talk about a couple of things, and we're going to open up with the topic, the advertised topic of this talk, which is the introduction to heirloom gardening. Now I want to start this with full disclosure. For those of you who are familiar with our YouTube channel, you're familiar, we're homesteading in central Arkansas. We have 6 children between us, so we have a blended family. And we're working currently with 7 acres. We also have a lease that our horses are on, but everything else is on 7 acres. We grow a really large organic largely heirloom garden, mostly raised beds. And we produce a good bit of our food, and we are steadily working for that to be a larger ratio. Our journey started, really, we met and I had this like deeply rooted homestead dream. Like I wanted it so badly. Maya?
I did not quite have that, but she's really cute. And that goes a long way.
And so we got married and had basically said, eventually, we would like to live out in the country, grow food, have the hobby farm thing, have the baby animals, and, have some space. Just get out of city life. That was kind of the original thing. I became aware of the brokenness of our food system when my now 12-year-old son was born. And he was severely allergic to all dairy products, and in order to nurse him, I had to cut that out of my diet. And so for the first time in my life, I was put in a place that I needed to read labels. And I was like, what? I couldn't even read half the stuff. And I'm like, what is this? I didn't even know what I was eating. And that kind of started the journey. And so when Maya met me a few years later, just Asher was 3, and here I was, this single mom with this crazy idea that we were gonna have this farm. And he was like, whatever you want, baby. Like, I'll give you the farm of your dreams. And so we got married, we lived in town, we were in ministry, and I was running a photography business. And much to Jeremiah's dismay, that dream, it didn't go away. It just got bigger. And in 2014, we found a foreclosure. And that was the moment. Like, we had basically made the decision we're going to be content where we are. I had just set myself to learning everything that we could. And at this point, so in that season of learning everything I could, I started growing things in like the flower beds. I wasn't allowed to till anything up, and I wasn't allowed to build raised beds. And so it was pots, containers, flower beds, Rubbermaid tubs. It was just like whatever I could put some soil in and grow something in. And my first attempt at a garden failed miserably. And after that, I got into heirlooms. One thing led to another, and I read a book called Animal Vegetable Miracle, and I fell in love. I would never forget this page of this book where she talks about looking at heirloom seed catalogs the way some women look at jewelry catalogs. Her hand on her chest and her eyes staring off in a far off place, and she began to name off the names. And here I am living in suburbia, killed every plant I ever touched. And I'm like, oh, I want to do that. So truly.
And honestly, she so much loved the dreaming stage that when Jackson was like very young, I think he was about 4 or 5, he came to us and was like, I know what we're going to get Mom for Christmas. And I'm thinking, oh, this will be really cool, it'll be unique. And he's like, we're going to get her catalogs. Because every time a catalog comes in the mail, she gets so excited and spends hours reading them. And so like Murray McMurray Hatcheries catalog, I mean, she dreamed of the chicken breeds we would have and the turkeys and the ducks and the seed catalog. I mean, countless hours with we had no land, no feasible way to plant even 1% of what she was circling and highlighting. But that was just, it was so ingrained in her dream was so much a part of her that even in that season, her 4-year-old son was like, oh, this is a real thing.
So, for me, when I stand up and I'm going to tell you how to get started in heirloom gardening. My very first piece of advice, you better wake up that romantic part in you that cares about the story of things and the beauty of things, and get ready to be wooed by the garden. And I promise you, you are going to have more success if you take that approach. If you are honest with yourself and willing to fall in love with being alive. Okay, and that seems like an obscure and silly notion, and I've spent my entire life being told that I'm a romantic and poetic and silly girl. And today I stand before you at 34 years old and I say, yes, I am. I am 100% a romantic, poetic, and silly girl that has made an incredible impact in the world because I said that's okay to be that way. It is okay to be that way. And so I did. I fell in love with heirloom seed catalogs in a big way. And here's the thing. Now let's get, there is a practical aspect of this, but I like to be really honest with myself. This is going to be funny now because we get a lot done. I've dealt with being lazy. That's probably the vice in my life that I've dealt with the most, is just being like, I don't feel like doing that right now. And that ruled my life for so long. And being sucked into social media, being sucked into scrolling, being sucked into eating bad food because that was what was easy. And it took me being honest with myself and being like, I don't want to live my life like this. I want to live my life on purpose. And whenever I read that moment of this woman romantically looking at this heirloom seed catalog and just being wowed by the colors and the beauty of it and being like, oh, there's a part of me that relates to that and I want to be that way. That doesn't happen. A beautiful garden doesn't happen without being on purpose. It doesn't happen without confronting your habits and your appetites. So very practically, let's talk about some of the knowledge and the need to know things, because there are some things that we get really mixed up and that are just really unknown. Basically, I'm not going to talk about GMOs today. There are a lot of people that are way more knowledgeable on it than I am.
Thanks for watching. Take care and God bless.
God bless.